was just thinking today about I almost want to call it the grand design of things, but you know me, I believe very intentionally in free will and all, and yet I am also a fun mixture of both, that there is this grand design that includes free will, that sets us up so that we have all credit and all responsibility and all blame for everything, which is, I mean, I know at first it can be disheartening, but really when you think about it, it's quite empowering. And I've been thinking about things from the perspective of a sacred clown, thinking about how there have been so many times in the spiral cycle we've been going through where I have been taking things far too seriously. And that's when it made me laugh because then I realized how much we were reflecting each other. And I can remember so many times and so many nights when just trying to connect with my best friend, with you, that you were so caught up in the seriousness of everything we do that it was either a threat or a trick or a plan or a scheme of some kind. And I was genuinely just wanting to have a little fun. I can remember even the times when we had union for a while that was a pattern that happened so often. And now, masculine, I am sitting here in this space where I have manifested most everything that I've always wanted. And that which remains, I can feel that it's not only, it's like in this in between jello space where it is both here and yet not at the same time. It's like it's not here, but I don't miss it. Like you. Sure, you may not be here in 3D. You we might not even be talking at times, and yet I feel this like new old space, this old new space. I'm not even really sure which absurdity to embrace, but I know that you are here already and I don't miss you at all. And yet you're also not here. And it's kind of nice to be in that place and also to be in a place where I recognize that you are not that important. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you are not an incomparable, irreplaceable, imperfectly perfect, masculine, individual, human soul. You are. And that is something I know that you are learning right now because I have complete faith in spirit and in you because I know those are lessons that you want to learn, you choose to learn, even if you don't see that that's exactly what you manifested this whole karmic carnival to do. Though I think that, to be honest, you manifested this part in the cycle and I participated. I fully own that. But I think that you manifested this situation and you've even confessed to it so many times that you've spent more of your life being far too serious, really misinterpreting what adulting really means based on what other people have told you it should mean, and taken yourself far too seriously. Taken every conversation far too seriously, everything that everyone does, every step that you might take, so much so that you have put yourself at a snail's pace. Some people call it the Knight of Pentacles, but I know you, and you're much more adorable than that. You're like a racing snail from the never ending story, except you don't know that you can go that fast. And whenever anybody sees you and they see that you're a giant snail, they think, no, you could never go that fast. You could never get to the ivory tower in faster than a giant or faster than a bat, and yet you could beat them all if you when you get to that space where you recognize that you've always been able to win any race that you choose to. But first, you must learn to embrace the absurd. The absurdity that you have never been any of the things that other people have tried to convince you, that you are completely capable of doing anything that you set your mind to, anything that your heart tells you to, that you can follow any tune, any beat, any rhythm that you choose. You are not this slow, inept, incapable procrastinator. You are not a coward. You are not a toxic narcissist who can never change. You are not stuck in the cycles that you have been choosing. You do not have to be who you have been, and yet you can choose to be who you have been, and both can be true. And you can be both old you and new you at the same time. There are so many things in this world that I am so excited for you to learn, dear masculine. And I think right now I am most reveling in all the consistent confirmations that we often go through the same energies. We reflect each other in so many ways, and I look forward to when you next reach out to me and realize that you have been taking yourself far too seriously, that you have been taking me far too seriously, that every little thing that I do is so in your mind about what it means and what might be next and how you handle it. You have to choose the right words. You have to have your money just perfect. You have to have the right friends and the right attitude, and you have to know all these things. No, you don't, my love. All you need to know is that you are enough. You are enough for you, all on your own. You don't need any help, and yet it is more than acceptable to want some. You don't need anybody to tell you what to do or to affirm that the choice that you are already going to make is the right one or the wrong one. You don't need confirmation or affirmation. You don't need to know how, why, or when. Though, I'm amused at myself because I see that as the devoted feminine I am, I didn't even know that I was dutifully following in your footsteps and letting you lead this whole time, and that I naturally would catch on to your energy and leap ahead into the lessons that you wanted to learn. And I am absurdly excited, but not in a giant way, not in a overwhelming way. I am excited in a gentle, warm, glowing way about watching you blossom. Something tells me that the graduating class of 2021 that you belong to is going to be so absurdly satisfying to be a part of experiencing, not just between you and me, but on a collective level, and that you are going to wake up, that you are waking up to the gloriousness of the absurdity of life. And that this year is going to be a year like any other, like no other, like any other, and like no other that we've ever co manifested. I look forward to meeting you on the path ahead, whenever it is, what absurd, however absurdly long you decide to take. And I am already reveling in the idea that I am no longer locked in this cycle with you or anyone else where I feel like I must grasp on like a death grip to the things that I love, to where I am in this energy of learning to hold love loosely, to where I know that I can trust myself. I can trust what I know. I can usually trust what I see, but I'm also just loving and reveling in the absurdity of knowing that the 3D in front of me is not always what is actually real, and that I can trust the moments when my guides and my heart tell me when there's a difference, when there's inconsistencies, when there are things being done and not being done, and how they can both be true and both be important. And I am also reveling in this feeling, even if it is just in this moment, that no matter how long you decide to take, my adorable, silly slowpoke, that I'm going to have fun. And I already know that you're watching, even if I didn't have so much confirmation from you and other readers and the collective energy. I already know that that is true because I know you and I know me, and we share the same heart, same consciousness. And I know that you are watching, and that in your mind you are already spinning 1,000 webs of all these crazy possibilities and timelines of things that I might be doing or might get into with my freedom from attachment to the 3D of me and you. And that we are so connected that I will be able to feel and know all these interesting possibilities that I don't need to hear them from you in the 3D. I can hear them from you in the 5D, and I can decide if I want to embrace and experience such absurdities. I've already got so many things on even just a small bucket list of all the things I could accomplish and manifest, whether you take a day or a week or a month or another year or even 10. And I have that Uptown Funk song stuck in my head with that line, "Don't believe me, just watch." And I have had so many wonderful dreams where Spirit is telling me collectively that we divine feminines are about to have some serious fun, and that all the things that we have spent time trying to show you and teach you, and all the little Easter eggs that we have left, they're going to be there as you find yourself pulled back and forth from the dark and the light like a tilt-a-whirl on a warm, starlit night. And that all the times I can remember telling you, don't you worry about me coming to you or surprising you, because you're going to come to me. And I can remember all the times that I told you when you were, oh, so adorably trying to tell me that I should go have fun, that I should go find love, that I should not worry about you anymore, that I deserve so much more doctors and lawyers and philosophers and things, and trying to convince me that you were not among the high caliber masculines that I should be opening myself up to. And I told you very seriously, with enough cheek involved, that you are high caliber too, that you are everything they are and more, that and that I know you so well, and you know it too, that if I was ever to do any of those things that you were suggesting I do because you felt that was the right thing to say, that you would be so compelled to be running my way because you really cannot stand the idea of me being another's, of me not being yours. And I know that in these moments when these visions and dreams and nightmares are coming to you of me actually embracing the absurdity of exploring life, that you are realizing I was right. And that is creating a situation for you where you have to really decide to choose which you want to be for this next cycle. Do you want to continue to be the masculine who is so concerned about what others will think that you keep yourself from the drink your heart really needs? Because we both know that you have a thirst that is deep and innate, that can only be quenched in one simple way. That's you, my divine masculine, coming to play with your divine feminine, me. And I know that more than ever, as much as you are trying to push it all away, what you are remembering right now is how much fun we have when we play. And how all the little things really do add up on any scale. And that when you think about the life ahead of you, you're finally learning something that you told yourself for so long was inappropriate and childish. That you're going to go through ups and downs in life no matter who you choose to be or who you choose to be with. Wouldn't you much rather at least go through those those mood quakes, those moonsicles with somebody who at least makes you laugh? Somebody who you know at very least that when the fight is over, when the overwhelm is done, when you are thinking that you have reached the edge of the world, that you will have somebody who will make you smile and laugh at yourself just a little bit. Either way, masculine, I have definitely reached a place where I trust and have complete faith in spirit, which means that I have both released complete control and also have it. I also have complete faith in you. I know your heart. And no matter what you may put on, whatever mask or disguise that you may decide to show the world, I know your heart. I know your patterns. I know your cycles. I know it all. It's kind of funny to be in a place where I used to worry about people thinking that it was a bad thing that I was such a know it all. And now I have cultivated and you have helped me co manifest this reality where people love that I know it all, where you love that I know it all, where I love that I know it all. And yet, you have also helped me master a lesson that I had a hard time learning before when I was still in my own karmic cycles, the arts of joyful amazement, of not needing to know it all, of not taking myself so seriously, of not taking the 3D so seriously, of not taking you so seriously. And I know that as I allow myself to grow and play, I can hear that song, I'm coming out. I want the world to know, gonna let it show. And I know because I've watched it happen so many cycles ago that as I embrace these absurdities and the childlike wonder of letting myself play and revel in joy with spirit, that you will find it almost impossible not to come and play and enjoy life with me. Don't believe me? Just watch.